You can't catch me, brother, Rain shouted to Evergreen as he ran. Oh yeah? We'll see then, Evergreen said. The two siblings chased each other around for a while, dodging trees and low-hanging vines along the way. I've got you. He didn't see the tree ahead of him and ran face first into the trunk. Ow, he groaned. He sat up, rubbing his temples. Fine, you win. Ha, I told you couldn't catch me, he gloated smugly. Evergreen gave him the death stare. Rah! Evergreen shouted as he lunged towards Rain. Rain screamed as they tumbled down the hill. Settle down, my little buds. You'll get tangled in the vines and then I'll have to save you. Their mother, a sapwing named Sakura, loomed over them. She looked scary, Evergreen thought. She is scary when she's mad, but I know she's a nice and caring mother deep down inside. Okay, Mom. Rain was shivering. Evergreen stood up and nudged him with his shoulder. Calm down, bug brain. She's not gonna murder you or anything. Hey, don't call me a bug brain. Mom is literally right here, Rain grumbled. Evergreen slowly turned his head towards his mother, who had her eyes fixated on him. Evergreen gave a nervous smile. Sorry for calling him a bug brain, Evergreen said, gritting his teeth. He turned back to Rain and rolled his eyes right at him. Rain stared at him and exhaled deeply. Come on, my handsome little buds. The sun is setting and we should be on our way to the village right now, Sakura said in her calm, frustratingly delicate voice. The brothers knew when she used that voice, they had to listen to her. It was required. And so they followed their mother to the Leafwing village. They stopped multiple times because Rain wouldn't stop getting distracted by the grasshoppers that jumped every so often. Evergreen tried to tell him to stay focused and to stop trying to catch them, but he didn't listen. Evergreen was about to lash out at him when he heard something in the trees. Rain whimpered and ran behind his mother, but Evergreen just thought nothing of it. He passed it off as a bird landing in the trees. Evergreen walked up to Rain. He put his hand on his head. Calm down. It's just the noises of the rainforest. You're so dramatic, Rain. Mom, my brother's being mean to me again, he whined. Before Evergreen could object, he heard the noise again. The same rustle of leaves. Then he heard it again, and again, and again. Now that he had heard it multiple times, it didn't seem so ordinary anymore. Evergreen's heart began to beat ever so slightly faster by the second. He took deep breaths. Calm down, Evergreen. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just the sounds of the leafwings up ahead, in your village. Yeah, in my village. Or maybe it's just a leafwing trying to prank us. But I don't think you should try a prank like that with a protective mother around. Haha, just wait until my amazing mother confronts them. They'll be as silent as a grave when they come face to face with her. Evergreen chuckled out loud as his imagination ran wild. But his chuckling quickly came to a close as he heard the faint sound of wing beats in the air. Get behind me, Evergreen, Sakura said firmly. She watched the sky intently. Evergreen froze. He was scared for his life. He didn't know what was about to happen. Mom? What was that? I'm scared, Rain said quietly, his voice shaking. Stay silent. Don't move, she said simply to him. Time seemed to stop for a minute or so. It was the most horrifying 60 seconds of his life. Then it happened. The starry sky seemed to fill up with blinding yellow light, and all of a sudden they were surrounded by a wall of raging fire. Grab onto me right now, Sakura shouted. Evergreen was still frozen in shock and fear. He wanted to do something. He really did. It hurt how much he wanted to do something about all of it, but his arms and legs said otherwise. He could only watch. Sakura burst into the air with a flurry of branches and twigs and leaves. Rain could barely hold on to her, and he fell down while Sakura was in midair. Rain fell onto a blanket of charred tree branches and ashes. He screamed in agonizing pain as he had broken something in his body. A comet of pure fire brushed Sakura's wing while she was flying. The delicate wing membrane burned away almost immediately, and she came tumbling to the ground from the sky. Just as she hit the ground, a Highwing emerged from the trees and pinned her to the ground. The Highwing's eyes were glowing a blinding white in the intense firelight. It was a kind of white he had never seen before, and he shivered, his heart rate increasing. Sakura continued the struggle with the Highwing. The Highwing held her wings down, or at least what remained of them. The Highwing's talons dug into Sakura's tender underscales. Blood spilled out of the wound. "Mother!" Rain shouted suddenly. Evergreen flinched from the sudden loud noise. "No! Run, my little buds. Run as far as you can." Sakura was cut off by the Highwing, who had covered her mouth. The Highwing grabbed her horns and snapped her neck. A horrible noise was produced. "Mother! No, this isn't happening!" Evergreen screamed inside his mind. He wanted to scream. He wanted to let it out. But when he tried to open his mouth and say something, nothing came out. "Evergreen, we have to go! You heard her! The fire's going..." Rain yelled to him, but was cut off by the sudden snapping noise in the background. The burning tree, Evergreen realized. "It's going to fall on my brother!" He tried to force his body to start moving again, but it was too late. The tree had already fallen, and had fallen right on Rain's tail. Rain shrieked. "Help me, brother! Help me! I don't want to die!" Rain begged him. Evergreen began to cry. He kneeled down on the ground and covered his eyes. He couldn't understand why he had frozen up for so long. He wished his legs and arms and wings and even his voice had listened to him. But it was too late for all of that, as he could hear the agonizing cries of his brother as he was being burned alive in the fire. He couldn't bear to look. He opened his eyes again and immediately started coughing. He needed to escape before he was swallowed up by fire as well, or before the smoke he inhaled killed him. He beat his wings as hard as he could and flew up into the air. He dove down, dodging falling and burning trees and the fire that seemed to coat the entire rainforest. He crashed down right on the beach. He took in the fresh air. It felt so amazing. Just as he thought he had gotten out safely, a huge wave washed over him and he was dragged out to sea. Even though he was part seawing and had gills, he could only breathe underwater for so long, and he had no idea how to swim. He struggled in the water for what seemed like an eternity, having no idea where the pull of the water would take him. So he just accepted his fate and closed his eyes. He didn't care if he died or not. At least, if he died, he could be with his family again. A huge wage. What the heck is wage? Dang it, why am I so bad at... He crashed down right on the beach. He took in the fresh air. Fresh air. The fresh air, the fresh air, the fresh air. He took in the fresh air. It's... Before the smoke. Before the smoke. Oh my god, why do I keep messing up? I hate this.